What's going on, everybody? It's Sasha, your licensed real estate market expert here in Charlotte. Hope you're all doing well. Had a little bit of technical difficulty. For some reason, this video is going to have to be vertical. I'm not sure what's going on or why it wasn't working earlier. With that being said, a couple people on here. I apologize. I had to hop off and hop back on. But welcome back for the monthly Q&A. It is Tuesday and not Thursday. We usually do the Q&As the first Thursday of the month. This week I had to do it 2 days earlier just because my Thursday is starting to get a little bit booked up. And I wanted to make sure I do the live this week for you because I know a lot of you have some great questions. So I wanted to make sure and get on. To the two people that are watching right now, I'm pretty sure you might be the ones that were on here early. I have no idea. I don't know why I cannot get it to show vertically, or horizontally. I don't know why I can't show it horizontally, but I'm just going to hop on here and do it this way. So feel free and fire off if you should have any questions in regards to absolutely anything. But I do have, let me see here. Joel, I believe you're on here right now. I'm not 100%, but I got your comment and I was actually waiting to get on the live so I can start, answering some of these comments that I got recently. But Joel, if you're on here, I'll answer this one that you left in, number one area, number one zip code that people are moving to. Joel just got back from a week in Charlotte, astounded by all the construction going in and around Weddington, but stunned at the same time. All the beautiful forest will be gone quickly. It's interesting that you say that. I do agree with you. We're getting so much of the greenery, so much of the trees knocked down in order to keep up with demand, in order to keep up with the home building and the construction. But when it might seem a little bit daunting looking at it, seeing how many trees are getting taken down and things, but in reality, when you're flying into Charlotte, you could barely see houses. That's how much greenery we have here. And there's a lot of initiatives and things like that that Charlotte is taking into consideration as far as, when they're building the houses. For every new construction house, usually you have to plant a tree, if not two trees in the front and or backyard. So there's a lot of initiatives to kind of keep Charlotte green and things like that. But I mean, all in all, they are clearing a lot of space in order to keep up with the demand and keep up with the build. And again, guys, I am on here live, so ask any questions that you might come to mind in regards to Charlotte or real estate market, any zip codes or any areas or anything like that. I'm here to answer any questions I can for you. In regards to the same video, Day by Day left a comment. I know he has a podcast and everything like that. We follow each other on Instagram. I just moved from 28269 to 28205 to be closer to work, and I miss the Highland Creek area a lot. Great list. Definitely a change. I'm kind of surprised the 28205 zip code, a lot of people love it, you know what I mean? But it makes sense, you want to be in a more condensed area and things like that. So it makes sense for you to move to 28205, but it's always a good thing to hear that, you miss a neighborhood or something like that. Highland Creek is an amazing neighborhood, giant community. If you guys watched that video where I went over the top 5 zip codes where people are moving to, the Highland Creek area, that 28269 zip code came in at number 1, and it's massive. I think it's the biggest master plan community in all of North Carolina. Over 14,000 homes with over 15,000 residents. So it's good to hear that you like it over there. Liked it, but now you're in 28205, which is still a really nice zip code, and I'm sure a lot better for you for work in regards to some of the podcast stuff you're doing and in regards to your actual job. Give yourself a raise. Just curious on your perspective on investing. Say best area, Greater Charlotte for cash flow, but not in the ghetto. LOL. I've been looking around Ashley Park. Real estate investing right now is a lot tougher, and also depends on what type of investing you're doing. Are you investing for cash flow only? Are you investing for appreciation and don't mind coming out of pocket a little bit as far as monthly income goes? Are you looking to fix and flip? Are you looking to do kind of the Burr model and things like that? Investing, however, it's still very active in the Charlotte area. I'm seeing a lot of flips and things like that on the market, but it's slowed down so much. If you're buying a primary residence, with really good credit, your interest rate's still going to be relatively high, but you can probably add on at least 0.5% to 1% if it's an investment property. So a lot of people's cash flows and things like that are getting ate up as far as investments goes. And for people that are buying houses, like flip properties, fixing them up, and then wanting to refinance, into a regular 30-year fixed mortgage, a lot of that stuff has slowed down too, because now the banks have what's called a seasoning requirement. So essentially the banks are saying, hey, you have to own this property for a minimum of 12 months before you can refinance into a conventional 30-year loan. So it's kind of messing up a lot of the stuff. I'm pretty sure it's still in place now just because I haven't heard anything in regards to that. And it's hurting, it's honestly hurting a lot of people on there, it really is. So the investment side is getting tough, high prices, high rates, you need to find a pretty good deal in order to make the numbers work. But then again, it depends on kind of your investment strategy, on what you're kind of looking for and what you're looking to do. So guys, we got 3 people on here. If you don't mind, just ask any questions at all. Go ahead and fire away. Otherwise, I'll just keep kind of reading off in some of these comments here. I'm a little bit annoyed that the screen is vertical. I hate it, but I don't know why it's doing that for some reason. I don't know if YouTube did an update or what's going on with that. Yeah, Jarvis said this is the video looks sideways. Any other questions you guys have, feel free to fire away. I'm here to help you in any way that I can. So Jacqueline here, Jacqueline had left a comment. Can you talk about the 28215 area? Thanks. Jacqueline, pretty broad question. I'm not sure what it's in regards to. You left it on the comment on one of my market reports, so I'm not really, I think you might be talking about stats. If you are, I'll go over a couple stats with you here, and I'll make sure to leave a comment so you can kind of find this 28215. And there is Luna, my dog. So if you guys see her pop up, you probably will. So in regards to 28215, that's going to be the university area. Still a lot of activity in the area, a lot of investors in that area due to them, not selling, but renting out rooms. Instead of renting out the whole house, renting out rooms. But in regards to 28205, single family homes, median sale price is $360. The average sales price is $372. When it comes to a condo, you're looking at about $160. When you're looking at a townhouse, you're looking at just under $300,000 in regards to the 28215 zip code. So, it's still an area that's in demand, because we have UNCC Charlotte over there. So, good place for investment. Even if you want to live there, there's a lot going on. You have the light rail access. But, in regards to your question, you had mentioned talk about 28215. If you have any specific questions or anything like that, type them in down below. I'd love to answer it for you if you need it at all. This is a good question. Not even the name. Surprised by the low inventory, 1.4 months. I agree though, this should be higher. It's still interesting to see houses that are finished to higher standards with decent interiors are still flying with multiple offers. Also location, Valentine, Marvin, and Weddington don't seem to match the average stats in terms of sale price decrease. If anyone thinks rates are going to change soon, they're dreaming, and yes, stagnation until next year without a doubt. Again, the caveat being deliver something exceptional. There'll be buyers out there who want it and will still go over asking to get it. A lot to unpack there. Yeah, inventory is extremely low. It's a little depressing. The market in itself is very slow right now. I actually have 2 appointments with sellers this Thursday, which is kind of interesting. I usually do maybe about 5 or 6 homes selling. So this week I got 2 seller appointments on Thursday. So I'll be curious to get their take on what they're looking for in the market. But again, nothing's really changed. Charlotte, since I've been in this real estate market for just over 5 years now, back 5 years ago, the nice homes in the nice areas that were move-in ready were selling with high demand with multiple offers, and it's still happening right here. You had mentioned Valentine, Marvin, and Weddington, which are very popular areas. A lot of people want to be in those areas because of safety, because of schools. So those 2 reasons alone, people will pay a premium. But it's just like anything else, as long as you have the basics, like I mentioned, schools, safety, even if you don't have those, if the house is in really good shape, if it's in moving condition, there's a really good chance that it's going to sell potentially with multiple offers, especially in this market right now. I mean, we're seeing slowdown 100%. We're seeing slowdowns all across the board as far as the transactions goes. And I think we're going to hit that 15% decrease from our all-time highs come this winter, come early next year. I definitely see that still happening, but we just have to wait to see how things kind of play out. My friend, I cannot pronounce your name. Looking to buy a single family home in Indian Trail, looking at MI Homes, Stallings Brook, 28079. What do you think of the area, community? And I'm looking to buy by the end of October. In general, I like the Indian Trail area. You have Union County taxes. You're just outside of Matthews. Depending on where you are, you can utilize the bypass. You can get to uptown Charlotte fairly quickly. There's a lot of growth happening in Indian Trail, so the potential for upside appreciation and more people migrating to the area because of some of those things that I just mentioned. I think it's great. I don't know about MI Homes. I can't, is it a townhouse community or is it a single family home community? Because I believe MI Homes is a townhouse community too. If it's a single family one, I'm not sure if I've been out there yet, so I need to see the general location. But if you're in Indian Trail, that's a pretty good location, and I think, you know, I think you'll like it. I'd have to look at pricing and things like that as well. Single family home community. Let me take a look at it here. Yeah, so I mean, you're pretty close to Unionville, which might feel like you're a little bit more out there. I haven't been to this community, to be honest with you, but the good thing is you're right off Rocky River Road, which takes you right up to 74. But it depends on what you're looking for, to be honest with you. You know, being off of Rocky River over there, I know they're building a ton kind of over there in that area. As long as the community in itself is nice. A lot of people that I tend to work with are a little bit on the other side of kind of the expressway, but all in all, I think it's a I think it's a pretty good area as far as, you know, the easy access to 74 and the easy access to the bypass. I just don't know. Probably all of your shopping and stuff like that's going to be on 74 as far as that goes. But yeah, my friend, I haven't been to this community. MI Homes as a builder is pretty good though. I've worked with them a couple times. None of my clients or people that I've worked with in those neighborhoods, in those subdivisions have ever had any issues, which is definitely a good thing. So, you know, that's definitely something to consider. Okay, never mind. I'm good. As long as you guys are able to see me normally and not kind of it being the other way, I guess I'll have to do it just because I don't know how to fix it right now. Jarvis, I know, man, I'm still sideways. I have no idea why this is looking like this. It sucks and I'm getting annoyed about it, but what can I do? I don't know how to fix it. But guys, we got 6 people in here. Any and all questions are welcome. Feel free. You have to change it before the start of the stream. Once you're recording, it's going to stay vertical. I appreciate it. I did that and I restarted the video, and for some reason it just never went back. It was even taking like the thumbnails and it was making them vertical. It's ridiculous. I've never had this issue before. But feel free to fire away with any questions, guys. Anything at all. You know, I'm live here. Yeah, I'm on a phone. I'm on the iPhone. This is the best way for me so I can make sure my service doesn't cut out. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Hi, Sasha. I was watching your videos on the top 10 zip codes and was wondering what if there were any areas on that list that didn't make the cut you would recommend. Shannon, there's so many. So that list, that's not a list that I compiled together. That list was made by Open Door. So, you know, as far as me compiling a list, it could be very biased because if I focused solely on a specific area, all of my top, you know, zip codes or neighborhoods would be that specific area. But this list was actually created by Open Door. So there was a ton on there, but, you know, Open Door has the stats. They see, you know, where all of the people are moving to. So that's why I had went with that list. But I do tend to agree with it. There's a couple zip codes on there where I'm still seeing a lot of people move to, but they obviously didn't make the cut because it's a numbers game. But there's so many zip codes that I would recommend that people move to, but it depends on what you're kind of looking for. Later on down the line, I might do a video as far as my personal favorite zip codes. I think that might be a little bit better and it might help, you know, some more people. But again, this was an Open Door list based off of the numbers, based off of all the people that are buying houses in the Charlotte area. This is those top 10 zip codes where people are moving to. Can you compare 28079 and 28112 in terms of price appreciation in the next 5 to 10 years as a whole? I'm positive about Charlotte area. I think you're going to have more appreciation in 28079 just naturally as you get further out from Charlotte. You're going to have less appreciation. You know, it's one of those things. So you're going to have more appreciation in 28079. You tend to have a little bit better schools over in that area. A lot of the real estate is going to be a little bit newer in that area. So I think you're going to have more appreciation versus 28112. But keep in mind, 28112, you can also be near the Weddington Wesley Chapel area. If you're part of that area, that's going to have a little bit more appreciation. But Monroe's a very big area. If I personally was buying, or if I personally was investing or something like that, I would go for 28079, which is the Indian Trail area. Even 28104, which is kind of like the Stallings area. They're both right there. They're both connected to each other. But Monroe is also good because you got some stuff coming up, but I prefer the 28079 area, if you're asking in my opinion. God, I cannot get over the fact that this screen is vertical. It's making me, I don't have OCD or anything like that, but it's bothering me. Any and all questions, guys? We got 8 people on here, and I'll stay on depending on the activity. But I'd love to answer anything you got for me. By the way, I have, if anybody right now, if you're watching this and it's within a couple days of this, I just had a recent closing. So my clients have a free washer and dryer if you're interested. You just got to come pick it up. It's in Matthews. Not sure the shape or condition. I know they work. So if you or somebody you know is interested, text me. You guys already know all my contact information is going to be down below for you. But if you know somebody that might want a free washer and dryer, all you got to do is be able to pick it up and I'll set something up with you. Tease Focus. Do you think the Indian Trail area will ever see homes in the mid 300s again? Depends on what type of home you're looking for. But if you're looking for, of a kind of standard 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 15 to 1800 square feet, I do think it's a possibility. I do think there's a possibility. There's so much going on right now. I still think we're going to see some of those declines, the 15 to 20%. I talked to my real estate coach who's out in Phoenix, and him and his team do probably about 500 transactions per year. And he was just telling me, I was talking about 2008 with him and things like that. And he was like, a lot of stuff is similar. He doesn't, and I don't think that anything like crazy like that or whatever would happen, but things need to normalize. And to me, normalizing is, getting that potential reduction of 15 to 20% is normalized. Affordability is just down so much right now. It's kind of crazy. I'm looking at a couple houses here and there, but every time I look at a house or find something I like, I look at the mortgage calculator and I'm just like, oh my God, I got to put 20% down and I got to pay X amount of money. Like, it's tough because, I have golden handcuffs. I don't really need the space and things like that. It's just me, my wife, and Luna. So we're good with this townhouse we're in right now. And our mortgage is fairly low and things like that. So I kind of have golden handcuffs, but I'm still out there kind of actively looking. I'm starting to reach out to a lot more off-market people as far as trying to get some homes that are not on the market connected to with my clients. The goal is by 2025 to have half of my real estate transactions that I do per year to be off market. Have a buyer for something that I know that they like, and then being able to find them a house that hasn't hit the MLS or hasn't hit the general public. It's going to be a triple win. It's going to be a win for me. It's going to be a win for my buyers. It's going to be a win for the sellers. So I'm focusing a lot more on that now. I'm focusing on, making that side of my business, because that, to me, if I can do something like that, is going to be invaluable. So we'll see what happens. I kind of went on a little tangent. I do think standard 3 bedroom, 2 bath Indian Trail, I think we will see it in the mid 350s again. Yes, Susie in the South commented on one of my videos. We're looking now, pre-approvals done, rates are too high even with excellent credit and low debt to income ratio. It's ridiculous. We have a roof over our heads and are willing to wait this out before our next purchase. Something has to give. 100%. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, as far as people have really good credit and things like that, and you're still getting these low sevens, high sixes, and high prices and things like that. What are your expectations for the rest of the year in terms of price point? My expectation is seasonality. The market report for July, aka August, is going to be coming out here. I'm trying to get it done next week. The stats still have not came out, but I'm going to get it done next week. And I'm curious to see what's happening, but there's a very good chance that we peaked as far as our prices goes for this year already. If that is the case, then we're just going to go into a seasonality market, and I think we're going to go down. I think last year, guys, I made a video on it, but last year we had an 11% decline from our all-time highs as far as median price point goes. So I really do think that this year, and because of the transactions are down so much, I really think we're going to see 15% towards the end of the year, if not January, February, from our all-time highs. Not from right now, because we're not even at our all-time highs. We're down 2.5% from our median price point. Average is still doing very well because I'm seeing a lot more high-end real estate hitting the market. $800,000 plus, a couple houses in the $1 million price range that are bringing up all these other, price ranges as far as the average prices go. So it's very interesting, but I personally really do see that 15% decline from our all-time highs coming at the end of this year or January, February of 2024. It's astounding to me how low of a demand it is, you know, and everybody that I've been talking to has been in a really good position. They've been like, hey, Sasha, I have a lease that ends, you know, in April or whatever the case is. And I'm just like, hey, get approved, you know, be ready when something does come up, or just kind of get your timeline together. But there's so many people out there that are in a really good position where they're not kind of forced, but everything's very different. You know, as far as me personally, my real estate transactions and things like that, it's been great. You know, the market's not as competitive nearly as much as it was during that, you know, end of 2020, 2021 run that we were having. So a lot less stressful, a lot better. I just got my client $14,000 in, you know, in repairs. Essentially the entire house was brand new. Everything got, you know, fixed, which was amazing. And it's kind of unheard of, you know, but it all depends on the situation. But 15% from our all-time highs. Any and all questions, guys, I'll welcome them. Based off the activity, I usually do Thursdays. We usually go live on Thursday, which honestly, based off of this whole vertical thing, it's pissing me off. I might have to go live. I might have to go live again on Thursday. Any questions while I'm still on here, guys? It's been exactly 30 minutes. Been watching your channel for the last few months. Thanks for invaluable thought and honest opinions. Of course, man, that's what I'm here for. I try not to sugarcoat stuff. I don't really, I just don't sugarcoat stuff, especially with a lot of people that I work with. You know, they're relocating here and things like that. There's really no time. There's no time to beat around the bush or anything like that. So if somebody asks me, hey, what do you think about this area? What do you think about this neighborhood? I really don't sugarcoat it. You know, I'm kind of straight to the point, you know, if that makes sense. And I'm glad you guys find it valuable, because I've worked with some people before that aren't straight to the point, so I try to be the complete opposite of kind of what they're doing. You know, I'm here to help you. I'm not here to mess around or anything like that in order, you know, give you the wrong impression about something. But you're very welcome. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you subscribing if you haven't already subscribed. I'm excited about a couple of videos I have upcoming here. We're going to be going over some other suburbs such as Waxhaw, you know, Marvin, Weddington. I usually clump all those together anyway, but a lot of suburbs we're going to be going over. I might end up making a list of some of my favorite zip codes, because Shannon, you know, had asked me that didn't make the cut. But again, that was based off of some of Open Doors information and stuff. So I might make a list of my favorite neighborhoods, my personal favorite zip codes, and why they're some of my favorite zip codes, and kind of redo that kind of whole series. But you guys always know, if you have a question about something specific, you have all my contact information. You can always call, text, or email me. Any other questions, guys? If I don't start getting some, I'm probably gonna log off. I don't know if I'm gonna do this live here again this week or not. This, like I said, this vertical thing is so annoying. And due to high mortgages, seeing some nice incentives from home builders. I know a 6% credit for a buy down closing costs. Yeah, I mean, are you working? You should reach out to me if you're not already working with an agent as far as that goes. I've been able to negotiate a pretty decent amount with some of these builders as far as a little bit more incentive on top of some of the stuff they're doing. But yeah, builders are doing a very good job right now, because they can offer some of the stuff with their partnerships that a lot of other banks can't offer. So as far as incentives go, you know, they're offering $5, $10, $15,000 in closing costs. They're able to do the rate buy downs, the 2-to-1 buy down, so they can get your interest rate, you know, like you said, within a 6. I saw one that was a 5.5, which was really good. I don't know if those have like expiration dates or anything on there, but yeah, a lot of new construction, they're giving pretty good incentives in order to move stuff. And like never before, my email has been blowing up so much with new construction representatives from all these different builders talking about all of their incentives. Like, hey, this is what we're offering. We're offering this incentive. If you do this, we're offering, you know, before they didn't include a refrigerator with like your appliance package. Now some of them are including refrigerators, blinds, things like that, which end up being pretty costly. You know, blinds, you're looking at probably a minimum of $100 a window. So all that stuff adds up. Refrigerator alone, I mean, you're looking at 4, 5, 6 grand that they're able to help you out with, plus the incentives that they're doing on top of that. So new construction, you guys, if you've been watching the channel during the crazy market, new construction, they were doing anything. I mean, they were doing raffles. People couldn't get into new construction to save their life. They were doing super high earnest money deposits. you know, they were kind of doing everything and people were like fighting for new construction, all but almost like camping out to find a home. So right now they're doing a ton. True, seeing a lot of marketing emails from builders, a sign of price declines coming shows desperation. I'm not going to say desperation because there is still more buyer demand than there are sellers out there. But at a certain point, yeah, it does feel a little bit desperate, you know, for them. And that's why I'm saying if you're, you know, kind of doing your own thing, if you want to call me, that's totally fine. If you want to call somebody else, that's fine too. But try to negotiate as much as you can with the builders because sometimes they can be a little bit desperate to sell something, especially towards the end of a quarter. They have certain quotas, things like that, that they need to hit. So they're a lot more willing to work with you during those times. You know, before they weren't even taking offers. Now I've submitted offers to builders 30 grand below what their asking price is, and we've been in talks. They haven't dropped it that low, but I've had a couple drop it a pretty decent amount. Shannon, thoughts on any home builders or ones that are being built now and into next year, preferably in the Matthews, Indian Trail, Mint Hill area, considering anywhere 20 to 25 minutes away from uptown. Matthews does not have a lot. Matthews is very much developed, so Matthews isn't going to have too much new construction. There's a new construction townhome community that's kind of popping up. Indian Trail is going to be your best bet, 28079 and 28104. You got a decent amount of new construction kind of going on over there. Mint Hill, what is that community? Oh my goodness, I can't remember the community name in Mint Hill, but it's really close to downtown Mint Hill. And you also have Epcot Builders building in Mint Hill right off of 485, which I like them. It looks really nice. You have Stanley Martin building right off of 218. They're bigger homes. They're probably in like the 650 range, huge backyards. Century Communities is the one that I'm talking about in downtown Mint Hill. Definitely one that I'd recommend you consider. But it's going to depend on what you're looking for too, what type of lot size and price point. But a lot of the new construction, I mean, no matter what you're looking at, you're probably looking at minimum 500,000. Tennyson Builders, they have like modern farmhouses. They're right off of Sam Newell Road. I like their location. I believe they're in the 650s. Very small lot sizes, but nice finishes. I like their homes. I think they have like 8 or 9 homes left. They're all against like the wooded lot, which is super nice for privacy reasons, but there's a good amount. Shannon, if you want, you can send me an email. My email address is down below. If you want, send me an email. Tell me a little bit more about what you're looking for. Tell me a little bit more about your price point and things like that. And I can send you a list of a couple that I think you might like, 5 to 10 or something like that. Homes come back on the market. And then we had 145 homes under contract, 135 under contract, and then we had 593 closed. So about 500 more homes, but that's insane. The price decrease 1,036 new listings, 1,056 price decreases. Wow, that's insane. That's insane. That's over all of them, but obviously they're at different points. Shannon, you're welcome. I appreciate you watching. I'm sorry about that. I can't get over this vertical thing. Oh god, it's annoying me so much. Do you think a single family new construction at 180 square foot is a good deal for Indian Trail? I don't deal too often with square footage, but yeah, at 180 a square foot, usually depending on where you are in the country, but you know, like the median for like a new build is usually like 200 a square foot. So it's definitely under kind of that national average that you have there. So it's not bad. What are the prices over there? MI homes. Yeah, let me check these prices over here. They look like big homes. Yeah, 1,800 to 2,600. Yeah, so these prices, I mean, these prices are amazing what they're showing. 395, 414. But those are the base prices. I don't think this includes all the finishes and stuff like that. Where typically people spend about 30 to $40,000 extra on upgrades. There we go. That'll be 470. 470. I gotta look at the map again. 470 seems a little bit steep, to be honest with you. Have you looked at any resales in Bonterra, you know, Brandon Oaks, Lake Park? Yeah, I mean, well, 470, they'll give you some incentives, hopefully, and things like that. Yeah, that's including all upgrades. I'll log on here. Let's get some comps. It's new construction, which new construction is always going to be at a premium because everything's brand new. You're not going to have to worry about the roof, the major systems, the plumbing, any of that stuff for a pretty long time. But I'm curious. Yeah, so you got 470. It looks like you're looking at Felthrop Way. That's a 3 bedroom, but it's big square footage. So you probably have a loft space in there, which is pretty nice. All the comps are in line. 475. Yeah, you had one just recently sell, 3 bedroom, 2.5 baths sold at 475 for just under 2,500 square feet. The pricing's in line, but I think it might be a good idea to look at some resales too. If you can find a resale in some of the neighborhoods that I mentioned, find them maybe in the low 400s or something like that. I think it might be worth looking into. I would need to see the community. I'll be honest with you, I have not been inside of that community. I do like MI Homes. The community in itself looks nice, so it might be worth it. Yeah, but all in all, I do like the zip code. I just think it's a little bit further out, but it depends on what you're looking for. Any and all questions, guys? I'm gonna stay on here for a couple more minutes to see if I get some more questions. If you have some other houses or anything like that that you want me to pull up, give you maybe a comparable report or something like that, feel free to let me know. I'll be happy to do it for you. All right, unfortunately, this vertical thing is completely bumming me out, but I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys watching this live. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button if you can. And I'll be re-uploading this probably this Thursday, and the real estate market report will be out next week. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Based off what I'm seeing a lot of slowdown. I think the median price point is going to go down a little bit more, which would be, if it does, would be the fourth consecutive month we've seen a decrease in median price point, which is going to be interesting. Make sure you guys are subscribed for that and tune into that next week. I appreciate you watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye.